Law House was commissioned. Since 2001, when it initially began, and the president was in charge of that space at that time, you know, and the current Attorney General was also working with him, and it seems like a journey that has been finally completed after about 22 or 23 years. The Chronicle carries this headline here. It says that you have done a yeoman's job. So the president is praising Godfrey Dame for completing his baby project. That's the headline here. We also have, regarding the same event, rule of natural justice will prevail. That's a daily graphic. Again, the Ghanaian Times, regarding the same story, I'm committed to corruption fight, as the president says, and as he hails the AG for completion of law project. So, and of course, Daily Guide also carries that as well. I won't skip due process. Nana opens Law House, and citynewsroom.com also carries the story, and then we also have it on ChannelOneNews.com as well. I won't set aside due process to corruption fight. Right, so let me start with you, Larry. So this is great strides by all standards for the country.
Sure it is. I mean, whatever projects that is started must be completed. And the longer we delay in completing these projects, the more we have to pay. Okay? Now, 20, how many years?
22 years, 22 or 23 years, somewhere there.
Okay. When was it started?
2001.
2001?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that's a long time.
Yeah, that was a long time. Anyway, but so for us to wait till now that the project is completed, maybe we should find out why we weren't able to complete it, initially, and then what other processes had to take place before we got to where we are, today. I mean, the procurement processes and all that, we'll have to go into that. I mean, if people, like we say here, have chopped money, we should be able to go into that, and then if there's any need to punish people, we punish them. But saying so also is that, I mean, what procurement processes took place. So where we've gotten to. Okay.
So basically, we should be looking at value for money.
Yeah, we should be looking for value for money. Beyond the praise singing or, adulation and all that, we should be looking for value for money.
But if you think about it, really, I mean, okay, so yes, I don't disagree that we should be looking at value for money. But realistically, when the AG took over, when he came into office, the property as it stands was 36% complete.
Well, the AG didn't start with the first year.
No, he didn't.
The first term of the president.
No,
I'm
he didn't.
Gloria Akufo.
No, it was 2021.
Okay.
Is when he took over. It was 36% complete at the time.
I'm saying that, please. I'm saying that Godfrey Dame took over from Gloria Akufo.
Yes.
So was it Gloria who brought it up to wherever it is that Godfrey took over from? Let's look into that.
Okay.
Do you understand? So, I mean, it's easier. I mean, look at the newspapers today.
Yeah.
Ghanaian Times.
Yeah. Daily Guide.
Daily Guide.
Yeah.
Which other one?
Daybreak. Finder. Story here.
Chronicle.
Yeah. Everybody is.
Daily Graphic. Yeah. Everybody is reporting on just the commissioning of this particular project. Right. I mean, I could see why this is happening, because Godfrey Dame has been under the, has been on the chopping board for months now.
Okay, so this is like a good story to sort of give an...
I mean, whoever choreographed this...
Is choreographed?
Oh, yeah, for me. I could see it clearly.
Really?
Almost every newspaper has the story. The building there, Godfrey there, your man's job, so and so, this come alive, that. Choreography. You and I in the space, we know what it is. Obviously trying to, give Godfrey some, good image after all this bashing and all that. That is what we are dealing with.
This is interesting.
Look at it.
Okay.
Look at it. All the newspapers, Godfred,
It's
Joe
everywhere.
Man, so and so. Nana praises this, Nana praises that.
Okay, so they didn't get to the anchor.
Well,
They didn't get to the Inquirer.
well, maybe.
They didn't get. Well, Metro Lens carries it.
Every newspaper on this on your
BNFT
table
BNFT
has
carries
all
it.
of them.
all
About 90% of them have
Okay.
it.
All
So
of them.
so you're sure this is choreography?
Oh, it's obvious.
Okay.
It's obvious. And Godfred this, Godfred that, Godfred that, Godfred this, Godfred this. This choreography. And I'm saying that,
Yeah.
I mean, Godfred, at the greater part of the president's first term, was a deputy attorney general. Other deputies were there. I think the gentleman they just appointed to MPA, Penka was also there. And I think aside him, there was somebody else, or they were just the two.
They were just the
But
two.
Gloria Akufo might have,
Done
done something in the first term. And
Yeah,
then
so-
Dami completed.
Yeah, so the story in Chronicles says that at the time that Dami took over in 2021, the project was at 36% completion.
Boss, let's
Oh, you don't believe that one?
listen. Go and talk to Gloria. Go and talk to Gloria Akufo. I'm sure she will have. Listen, that woman, a lot hasn't been
Said about her.
hasn't been
her
said
efforts.
about her.
Okay.
Her efforts.
Okay.
Everything, all the negatives, she gets to carry them. But all the positive, Dami, because he's in touch with a lot of journalists and so on, he's able to, scheme some of these things very, 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 very well.
Hey, you're not giving him much a crowd to do.
Well, it's not about not giving him. Obviously, the president has done that on my behalf.
Okay, so let me just read this part of the story. Let me just give us a little context. Now, the works, including preparation of drawings, preparation of contract documents, and obtaining of relevant permits and statutory approvals, commenced in 2001 during the tenure of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the Attorney General and Minister for Justice. Now, the project site was handed over to the contractor on July 23rd, 2001. Now, the official sword cutting was done on July 15th, 2005, when Aikwe Otu was the AG.
Okay.
And the completion date was set at October 2008, but it did not materialize. Okay, so that was the first completion date set, and then we went past that. Now, at the
So
initial...
the president didn't even cut the sword. It was Aikwe Otu who cut the sword
At the time.
at the time. The president.
Yes.
Preparation work started when?
Yes. A preparation work started 2001 during Nana Addo's time
Well,
as
sometimes
AG.
you might July. That is barely when the Kufuor government had even started.
Yes. What, 7 months into their office?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe when we go deeper into this, work on this would have started somewhere in, let's say, in year 2000 or much earlier.
Wait, so listen to this. The official sword cutting was done July 15, 2005, which means that sword wasn't cut for 4 years.
For 4 years.
So what was happening between the discussion of documents, preparation of documents, and all of that whilst Nana Addo was in charge?
So is the president taking credit for the preparation of documents?
Yeah.
Or he's taking credit for what?
Yeah, because you need relevant permits, you need statutory approvals, and all those things.
So the sword cutting, even if for anything at all, Aikwe Otu should be the one taking credit for this particular matter, for this particular project, because he did a sword cutting.
Yeah, but he's not the one commissioned, so he can't tell the story.
So Akufo-Addo as Attorney General
Yeah.
did the paperwork, okay, and
For
then
Aikwe
Aikwe Otu did the sword cutting,
Yeah.
Come and do the
and
sword
then there was
cutting.
a break all throughout.
From those
Yeah.
years.
Then Godfred Dami comes
Yeah.
when
Godfred Dami
36%
comes
complete to finish
2021.
it up.
2021.
Yes.
When
Project was at 36%.
listen, talk to Gloria Akufo. I'm sure she will have something else, something better to tell.
Really?
To tell you over this this story.
You seem to be disparaging the efforts of the AG.
No, I'm not disparaging. Disparaging is a strong word, and that is your.
So what
that's
are you
your
doing?
choice.
So what you are doing is what? It's called what?
No, I'm coming from a point where all the newspapers, what's the word? Is it?
They're almost like they are synchronized in the way they're
exactly.
presenting
I mean,
the
One
story.
sure.
seem to
And
be
I could see clearly
bed with the story.
Dammy's back is on the burner, roasting.
Yeah.
And so they need stories like
A
this.
good story to take away
Stories
attention.
like this. Okay? I mean, every paper you pick, that. Every paper this. Listen, for me, if anything at all, I want to look at the procurement processes, whether it's up to scratch, whether everything met, whatever it is, before I'm tempted to sing Dammy's praise.
Okay.
But in any case, I know that
We know that Herald, you dig up and find
I
out.
know that, Dammy hasn't been kind to Gloria. Dammy hasn't been kind to Gloria. Quote me anywhere.
Wow. Why'd you say so?
Oh, I mean, it's obvious. Was Gloria Kufo here?
In this, in
What
part
was,
of this,
yeah,
she's
was
not.
she there?
She's not mentioned.
She wasn't
at
there.
all.
She
She's
wasn't
not-
mentioned at all. She wasn't at the ceremony. She wasn't at the ceremony.
Interesting.
Okay?
Yeah. But were there any former AGs at the ceremony?
No, but you see, Gloria is part of the ruling party, part of Akufo-Addo. Maybe today she's not holding any ministerial appointment. So for that. But if a project like this, and I'm the minister, okay, I would want to bring my predecessor to be there.
I agree.
Do you understand?
I agree.
I mean, acknowledge her effort as well. But this one is purely Dammy's effort. And to a point where President, who is a relative of Gloria, didn't even acknowledge Gloria Akufo.
But maybe
For me, there's something.
the DDEP protests that she went to go and.
No, that is Sophia.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sophia and Gloria,
That's-
they are,
yes,
I think they are cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
They relate.
They are cousins, and then
So
they
that's-
are
that's
related to the
that's
president
Sophia, yeah.
from the father side.
Yes, you agree with you. Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
I mean, why wasn't Gloria here?
Quick thoughts on this one before we move on.
Kweku,
Yeah.
How much is the project in the first place? How much was spent? Has the amount been
I don't think
mentioned?
the
I have
figure
not
was put
seen.
out.
I've not seen the figures anywhere yet.
I'm not sure the figures were put out.
I've not seen the figures anywhere yet.
But be that as it may, Kweku, once again, good morning to our viewers. I think that over the period, the government, to a large extent, has done some bit of work with the judiciary, especially the accommodation, and then also we see some new courts being set up, in almost all the districts. That's as far as I know. I also want to take a bit of a swipe from the frenzy of praising the AG, that come what may, his actions and inactions with regards to the Japa issue still remain. And whether it is the General Legal Counsel that will sit on the case or a fresh case will be filed at the court, we're still looking forward to it.
Okay.
And so he should bear that in mind. Having said that too, I want to delve into the president's statement of saying that he is going to, or he is interested in the due processes that cases or allegations of corruption leveled against his appointees are concerned. You see, the government, there seems to be the litany of scandals attached to or plagued by this government is quite enormous.
Which one is the one that sticks out for you that, as you're saying this?
Quite
is
a
coming
number
to
of
your
them.
mind?
I mean, if you want us to go into it proper.
No, I just want you to mention
You
as-
remember
mention as we
the
go.
Australian matter, the visa issue with Pius. You remember that issue? I mean, we also know of.
For me, PDS.
That's another thing. There's also the two
Japa.
deputy chief of staff
Yeah.
at the time of what's his name, John Jinapo. Is it John?
No, that's Sammy. The A+ case.
Yes. What's his name?
No,
Sorry,
it's-
as Abu Jinapo, rather.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah, someone.
Yes, Abu Jinapo, and then Francis Asenso Watch. You remember that issue? There's the SMO contract matter still hanging. You remember the PPA boss at the time.
I
Quite a number of scandals. we all know this. The most recent one is the Cecilia Dapa's matter. All right?
Cecilia.
Even before the case will be heard at the court, the president had come out to make a prejudicial statement that he is convinced that Cecilia will come out victoriously.
So her integrity will be...
Exactly.
Should be exonerated.
Yeah,
So sometimes I wonder, in one breath, you claim that you are following due processes when it comes to allegations of corruption against your appointees.
Yeah.
Then in another breath, even before a case is put before the court, you come to make statements as though there's already been pronouncement from the courts. Such prejudicial statements in an attempt to exonerate the person of whatever may have happened. Even at the time, the OSP hadn't started its work. It was just a resignation from Cecilia because she knew what was going to happen in the end. And the integrity of the government was also at stake. So in order that the government can breathe a little, she decided to resign.
Okay.
At the time. And we are not done dealing with that issue.
She was holding the nostrils of the government.
No, I find it...
Just so the government can maybe sitting on the windpipe of the government. Let's just say it that way. All right, Kweku. We are not done with SML. To date, we are still not done with the PPA boss matter.
Nope.
All right? PDS. So where's the due process? Even at a time when you claim to be fighting corruption by setting up the office of the special prosecutor, what happened? We're here.
He would argue that he signed the RTI law.
That is not in contention. We all know that.
So, that's
but,
part of it.
I mean, come on, Kweku, that was a decision by Parliament. And if for nothing at all, I'm sure the RTI could have been passed even before he assumed office.
Yeah, but if he hadn't assented to it...
The man who assented to it got confronted with, Chief, can you release a document on this,
on the same SML matter?
Yeah, sorry, on the same law that you are assented to. I said, no, wait,
this one is for security reasons.
It's for security reasons. Confidentiality. I mean, come on.
And then you have to take the fourth estate to pressure the government for the KPMG report to be released. All right?
And now for me, I sit here, I mean, very skeptical as to the document that was released by the presidency. Whether it is the actual document or a massaged one. Because
a redacted document.
Thank you. Because it took them too long a time to release it. The point where...
But KPMG has not come to say that.
No. KPMG always, they do business with government all the time.
We should not forget
if the thing has come
KPMG
out and it is not the exact thing that they put out, they should come and say that.
They couldn't have said otherwise. You wait, one
day
the original will surface.
Larry, let's also put on record that KPMG is still the official auditor of the GRA.
Okay.
And that is why some of us were fighting against the conflict of interest in picking KPMG at the time. That notwithstanding, it's come out with its report. We've all seen the nitty-gritties within the report. I was talking about Martin Amidu when he resigned prior to the 2020 election. What did we hear? Or what statements were made at the time? He even had the impetus, the guts, to call the president the mother serpent of corruption. The president, prior to coming into office or prior to the 2016 elections, stated boldly, I have never been corrupt and I will never be corrupt. I am daring the president to come out today and make that same categorical statement. That since I assumed office as president, I have never been corrupt and I will never be corrupt. I wish he will come out and make that same statement today.
Why do you? What's the challenge?
Look at the scandals that have plagued this government. All right, I think there was a time when there was a conference of something where you had to go and greet or shake hands with the president, and you needed to pay
Cash for seat.
Thank you. You remember that saga?
That scandal. Yeah, but that's not
Right.
But that's not okay. Well, who are you faulting for this one?
Kweku.
Are you faulting the president for this one?
Kweku. Let's not go.
No, Paul. What are you
not-
saying?
Let's not
If
go.
somebody's
on that
organizing their own backroom scam to benefit from the fact that it's close to the
let me
president.
tell
Who appointed
the president?
who appointed them?
The government's reaction when that scandal broke.
Thank you.
I mean, for me, it gave an impression that, listen, hey, I mean, okay, even if it's debt, don't bring it out. Because then you notice that during the investigation, I think there was a parliamentary hearing, and the attitude of, let's say the majority then, and then the majority at the time, and then, or let's say the MPP majority, was quite revealing. It was like protective of whatever it is that was happening. Much as the NDC guys were trying to say that this is what we had gotten, this is, this is our line of questioning. To a point where the report, I think there were two reports that came out at the time. There was a majority report of the event, and then there was a minority report of that event. I mean, there was no consensus as far as that particular incident was concerned. For me, you can't run a government or a state machinery like that.
Good. Let me
This
wrap up.
wouldn't happen in the
Please wrap up.
US.
It won't happen in the US.
I don't think so.
We still have on our hand the COVID-19 expenditure.
Thank you.
We are not done dealing with it. All right? There's still the Charles Bissiou matter, which we still haven't gotten any proper conclusion, because the OSP is still, on that same.
When he was the head of the Interministerial Committee.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then the banking sector cleanup.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
Go.
Banking sector was cleaned up.
How much went into it?
Over 21 billion of the taxpayers' money went in there.
Yeah.
How many people have been paid?
To date, we have people, customers. Is it Gold Coast?
Yeah. Good.
Are still fighting.
Indu just held
Last
Thank
week-
you.
last week,
Exactly.
yeah.
Talking about how he felt. I mean, he felt targeted by Ken Ofori-Atta.
Friata.
And many of his
And many
people
of
whose monies were in that.
Agongo's Heritage Bank. I mean, he was closed down not because he didn't have the requisite capital, but because they felt that the bank belongs to Opuni.
I see.
Right.
And Opuni had used Cocoa Board money and given it to him to go and set up a bank that the two of them were going to profit from. It turned out to be a bloody lie.
There you go.
So I mean, in today's newspaper, you hear the NDC flag bearer talking about how when he assumes office in 2025, he's going to set up
if he wins, yes.
Yes, he's going to set up an unbiased committee to assess this,
To retrieve.
to retrieve whatever it is. But to a point where 21 billion Ghana cedis and more had gotten into this particular project,
Cleanup, yeah.
and people are still walking around unpaid.
From
The bank
2019.
owners felt that, listen, you unjustly targeted us.
Please wrap it up.
It's
for
an
me. Let's
issue.
go for a break.
That we need to constantly be talking about.
All right. Okay.
Bring me back.
Fair enough.